Function. Gotta walk through the fire for what's important. And the warrior's blood through your veins is coursing.
He goes outside. He's got Ledford with him. Chris Blassie is going to win it at the line here in Daytona.
Every move, take your shot, don't be a fool. All you've got and all you ever need is one bullet in the chamber.
Drive up into him. Can Kuntz hang on to it off the corner? Kuntz gets it.
It's one bullet in the chamber. Ready to take your aim, boy. Ain't nobody gonna save you. So what you
Drivers side by side coming out of turn 4. Rapp at the 52 on the outside, the 99 to the inside. Rapp's gonna win it at Auto Club.
So what you gonna do?
If it's Tuesday, that means it's the Apex Energy Truck Series presented by Hank Thomas Performance from Slingshot Racing League. Welcome everybody, I'm Chris Smith, solo in the booth tonight while my broadcast partner Ellis Thomas is out of town. Tonight we're going to bring you live racing action in the NASCAR trucks from Sonoma Raceway for the Pine Mountain Auto Supply Road Race. Nestled amidst the Sonoma Mountains near the notable Sears Point Formation, Sonoma Raceway stands as a prominent fixture on the NASCAR circuit. Its 1.99-mile 10-turn layout presents a distinct challenge for stock car drivers with modifications designed to suit their needs. Despite trimming away 2 slow turns and half a mile of racetrack, the course still offers plenty of elevation changes and technical sections. Maintaining tire and brake performance while staying competitive proves to be a significant test for NASCAR Cup and NASCAR truck drivers throughout the season. Since its inception in 1968 as Sears Point Raceway, named after the original family farm on the property, the circuit has undergone various transformations under different ownership, including a stint with a Hollywood studio. Initially hosting a range of events from USAC, IndyCar to AMA motorcycle races, financial struggles led to this closure in 1970. However, a reopening in 1973 saw the track catering to amateur sports car competitions and drag racing. It wasn't until NASCAR's premier series, the NASCAR Cup Series, arrived in 1989 that the track's fortunes began to turn around. Subsequent extensive renovations starting in 2000 with a $60 million track improvement program have elevated Sonoma Raceway to the upper echelon of American motorsport venues. Tonight, our Slingshot Racing Truck Series drivers will be making their way around this very, very technical 11 to 12, depending on how you count them, turn layout course tonight. Tonight we have about 45, well, I should say about 35 laps on a tank of fuel in a 45 lap race. So we're going to be looking for these drivers to possibly split this race in half. Got 29 trucks that showed up tonight, so a really, really big field of trucks around the Sonoma Raceway, and we expect some really, really high tire degradation that's going to present a lot of challenges for these drivers, and that's something that we're going to talk about when we come back after the National Anthem. Speaking of the National Anthem, we're going to cut to that here in just a second, and when we get back from that, we've got a lot of key race stories that we'll be looking at, including a lap around the Sonoma Raceway, riding with our very own Aaron Smith. Before we do that, though, we're going to go to the slingshot racing tradition of the National Anthem, so please rise from your seats right now, remove your hats, and listen up to the National Anthem. All right, everyone, we are back from Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California, and before we get too far into the key stories for tonight, we're first going to take a lap around the Sonoma Raceway with our current points leader, Aaron Smith, who is arguably the favorite going into tonight, given his road course background and his results so far in Slingshot Racing League. So we're going to go on a lap around Sonoma Raceway, right on board with him, and see if we can get an idea of the layout. So this is just over his right shoulder right here, coming to take the green flag for his qualifying lap. Coming down here, you got a left-hander right here into turn one. Then you go up the hill. You're going to notice a lot of elevation changes. You're going to be far left here, almost getting that dirt. Then you got a right-hander right here. This is turn two. And you notice it's very hard to see what's coming up, and that's because there's a lot of uphill and downhill. So you go downhill, then immediately uphill right here into turn three. This right here is turn four. You come up to what is, actually, this is coming up to turn four, excuse me, right here. And you've got what's coming up, what's known as the chute. Going down the hill right here, we do not take the carousel here at Sonoma Raceway with this layout. This is turn 7 right here, hard right-hander, and then you come up to the S's. And what Aaron Smith's trying to do right here is trying to keep this as straight as he possibly can. Very technical section of the racetrack. On the gas, off the gas. You want to try, if you mess one corner up, you're going to mess them all up. And it's very, very tricky through here. Got a long left-hander filled with a lot of right-handers around this track. This right here is turn 10, a really, really fast right-hander that will kill the left rear tire if you're not careful. Coming up to turn 11, arguably the most well-known corner on this track right here, the hairpin, the best passing zone around the track, slowing down to almost 35 miles an hour, either a first or a second gear corner right here. Up through the gears right here, coming to the start-finish line, and that is a lap around Sonoma Raceway with our very own Aaron Smith. And he made it look easy, but I can promise you anything, and you saw one of our drivers, Paul Thomas, in the chat mention that this might be the hardest track on the schedule, and I think he is 100% right. It is a very, very, very difficult track, arguably the hardest one on the schedule, and one of the toughest road courses that we will visit. I see we got Scott in the chat. I think that's Scott Tompkins saying this isn't going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough race tonight. So hopefully we can be as clean as we can possibly be tonight. Before we get too far into our race prep tonight, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the key stories for tonight. And we're going to start out right with the guy who's the man to beat, Aaron Smith, coming off a win last week to start the playoffs at Rockingham, a track that he didn't feel very confident in coming into the night last week. He is the current points leader. He's going to look to capitalize on that victory tonight with another one. And we'll actually take a look at the points so you can get a sense of the lay of the land right now. So Aaron Smith's got that 25-point lead over Randy Bechtel. Randy had some unfortunate luck last week. He was faster than what he showed at the end of the race. His results showed, I should say. So he's going to be looking to rebound tonight. Scotty Sobczak in third. Jacob Bradley fourth, and Justin Wilson fifth. I don't know if Justin Wilson's here tonight. I don't know if I've seen him yet, so this could really hurt Justin Wilson's point chances. Tonight's also an opportunity race. You know, we got some drivers that are deeper in the field, in the chase standings, people like Chris Pierce and Evan Pienta, who typically get around road courses pretty well. So those guys are going to be looking to try to rebound a little bit this week and try to gain some points. And that's going to take us to our next story right here. The drivers who are outside of the chase are competing in the Butt Kicker Bracket Challenge. And we'll take a look at what the bracket is showing tonight. So these are the drivers who advanced from last week. As you can see, Wesley Pistol is head-to-head with Dustin Scruggs. Jay Haishman against Lee Campbell. James Danforth against Jeremy Gardner. Chase Berry will be going up against Cordell Lofgren, and I don't think I've seen Cordell Lofgren here tonight. Jay Leach up against Jacob Chase. Ryan Hinkle against Paul Thomas. Sean Johnson up against Tony Caputo, and Nick DeCesare against Matt Koontz. So the Butt Kicker Bracket Challenge is just a chance for our drivers who are outside of the chase. They have their own competition that they are involved in for the remainder of the season. And you see right here, we only have 3 races after tonight left. Chicagoland next week, Darlington the week after that, and then we will crown both our Apex Energy Truck Series champion at Charlotte, as well as our Butt Kicker Bracket Challenge winner also at Charlotte. So a lot of drivers got a lot of stuff on the line here the next few weeks. We'll finish up with our final stories tonight. Get your rhythm. You know, we talked about, as we see Scott Tompkins on the drag strip right here. I think he's going to be looking to set a time right there on the drag strip. These drivers are going to be looking to try to get in their rhythm tonight. This is a rhythm track. All road courses are, but especially here, you know, we talked about the S's and how if you mess up one corner, you're going to mess all of them up. So hopefully these drivers can find their rhythm and they can have a pretty clean race tonight, because that is the name of the game around a road course. Passing zones. There's not many of them around Sonoma Raceway. We talked about turn 11. That's probably the best one. There's a couple other ones. Turn 7. That's also a good passing zone, possibly. Also maybe leading up to turn 4 as well. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to pass, and you got to choose your passes, your passing zones well. And then finally save those rear tires, specifically the left rear, because with a track that has as many right-hand turns as this one does, with all the elevation changes, and with some of them being slow speed corners and some of them being high speed corners, you're really going to put a lot of pressure on that left rear tire and the right rear tire. So you want to try to save those rear tires. The driver that can do that is going to be around at the end of the tire life cycle as far as their lap time goes, and they're going to be in really, really good shape tonight. You might have noticed that tonight's race is brought to you by Pine Mountain Auto Supply, and we really want to thank our very own Scotty Sobczak for supporting us as not only an admin, but also he is the owner of the Pine Mountain Auto Supply. And go ahead and give you a little bit of an insight into Pine Mountain Auto Supply. This race is brought to you by Pine Mountain Auto Supply, Napa Auto Parts affiliate in Big Oak Flat, California, the gateway to Yosemite National Park. Locally owned and operated since 2020, this location serves the community and greater Northern California. More than just parts, Pine Mountain Auto Supply offers high-end knives and fine cigars from top brands such as Perdomo, Tatiana, and Southern Draw. We really, really want to thank Pine Mountain Auto Supply for their support of Slingshot Racing League and for bringing you this race tonight. It is brought to you by them. They've been great partners of ours and have supported Slingshot Racing League, not only with race sponsorships, but also Scotty Sobczak, like I said, as a race admin. You can catch Scotty Sobczak tonight, and you can catch him tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's kind of his and Johnny Rapp's brainchild, the MX5 Challenge Series. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing those guys on track tomorrow night. But before we get to tomorrow night, we've got 45 laps around the Sonoma Raceway tonight. And it comes as no surprise. We're going to set the starting lineup here in just a second, but it probably comes as no surprise that the driver who set the fastest lap in qualifying was that driver that we were riding on board with earlier, and that was our very own Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is going to start on the pole tonight in that number 70 Hank Thomas Performance Chevrolet. And so we are now, at this time, going to set that starting grid and show you where your favorite driver will be rolling off tonight. Starting on the pole, like I said, winner of the Evan Pienta Designs Pole Award, that'll be Aaron Smith. On his outside, Johnny Rapp, and you can see the difference right there. 0.7 of a second. That's a pretty big gap between Aaron Smith and the rest of the field. Johnny Rapp's going to be looking. Johnny Rapp's a great road course racer, so this is an opportunity for him tonight to maybe gain some ground in those chase standings tonight. Scotty Sobczak is going to roll off third alongside Jacob Bradley in fourth. A couple of chase drivers right here. Randy Bechtel is going to roll off fifth as well. Patrick Piper to his outside. We're going to talk about that Patrick Piper paint scheme here in just a little bit. It's pretty unique. He's showing his support of his Oakland A's and his distrust of the current ownership of that baseball franchise. And he's also a non-chaser as well and a great road racer, so it's a big opportunity for him. Rolling off seventh tonight, we got Chris Pierce. This is a great opportunity for him, too, in that Apex Energy Toyota. On his outside, we've got Evan Pienta in the Evan Pienta Designs number 55. Rolling off ninth, we got Chase Berry, another driver outside of the chase, but a great road racer, and this is a great opportunity for him in the Butt Kicker Bracket Challenge. Josh Ward, his outside in 10th. Matt Scherf, another great road racer, he's going to roll off 11th alongside Dustin Scruggs. Sean Johnson is going to start 13th, and into his outside, he has Wesley Pistol. Rye Jones, a chaser, has to come from a little bit deeper in the field, I think, than what he wants to. He's going to roll off 15th alongside Jacob Chase. Lee Campbell's going to roll off 17th alongside another one of our chasers, Scott Tompkins. He's going to roll off 18th. Matt Kuntz, great road racer, alongside his teammate Nick DeCesare. Both those guys, you expect to see them rolling up through the field. They get around road courses very well. Jay Haishman is going to roll off 21st. Patrick Colby, 22nd. 23rd, we've got Chris Blassie alongside James Danforth in 24th. Ryan Hinkle's going to start from pit road in 25th. Tony Caputo, 26th. Paul Thomas, 27th. Dan Berg, 28th. And Patrick O'Toole is going to round out the field starting 29th tonight. Well, if you're a driver up here at the front of the field, if you're one of these drivers like Aaron Smith, if you're like Johnny Rapp, Scotty Sobczak, you just want to survive this opening lap. This opening lap on road courses can be a little bit tricky. It can be a little bit difficult. So you just want to survive this opening lap and make sure that you can be around at the end to contend. These opening laps are just about survival, but they're also the best opportunity to pass. So it's kind of like a what do you dare to do here on this opening lap? Our pace car is on pit road right here. Aaron Smith, Johnny Rapp lead the field through turn 11, and they're going to see the green flag. Aaron Smith is on the gas. Johnny Rapp's on the gas. We are green from Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California. Up the hill right here into turn number 2. These drivers right here, side by side through here is really, really tricky. Could possibly be some door-to-door contact. Looks like everybody's going to get through here really well. Aaron Smith gets off to a really big jump. We got a lot of side-by-side racing back here in the latter half of the top 5, top 10 right here. Patrick Piper looks like he's going to clear Chris Pierce and set sail. Aaron Smith coming through right here. This is a great shot. You see how close these drivers can get to that tire barrier on the outside right there. Some side-by-side racing back here in the field. Looks like between Rye Jones and Sean Johnson. Rye Jones going to complete that pass. Here's Wesley Pistol. He's also going to look to complete the pass on Dustin Scruggs. Scruggs is going to hang in there, though. Side-by-side through the S's is really, really hard. As you see, Wesley Pistol, I think that was smart on Wesley's part to get in a line right there. Not race side-by-side through there. It's just really, really tricky to do that. Rye Jones behind these guys, though. He's trying to complete the pass on Jacob Chase. I think Chase is going to let him go. He's also going to let Sean Johnson go. So far, we look really, really clean. I apologize tonight. I don't have Ellis here to spot crashes for me, so I'm going to do the very best I can to show you any type of action that we might miss. Oh, Jacob Chase is around. See if everybody gets by him okay right here. Oh, as Chris Blassie gets sideways, Dan Berg is going to squeeze between Jacob Chase and the outside wall. Everybody's going to get through there just okay. We'll actually go back and see if we can see what might have happened to Jacob Chase. Looks like it was just a little bit of a slow slide. Man, you see, saw Chris Blassie sideways right. Yeah, on the outside right there, it's a little bit loose. It's a little bit dirty out there, and so because not a lot of running out there, and it's like maybe O'Toole got into Blassie, but they all straightened it out and did a really nice job right there. So good recovery from everybody. Meanwhile, back up at the front of this heap, still got Aaron Smith, and you can see them snaking through the S's right here. Such a cool shot. What a cool track. And we're going to talk a lot about the S's tonight and about how, you know, if you do get offline through there, it really messes your rhythm up for the lap, and it can cost you a lot of time right here as we watch Evan Pienta trying to close up on the back of Chris Pierce right here, just in front of those guys. And we got a lot of close action around here. Johnny Rapp from about second to about, the sixth position, it looks like. These guys are super, super close together. You know, Johnny Rapp is somebody that we've seen be really, really good at looking after his tires, and so I think he's going to be very, very aware. Look at this shot right here, right down on the racing surface. See them coming up the hill right there. Now they go right back down the hill before they go back up a hill. A lot of elevation changes, and vision is something that we'll talk a lot about. In fact, we're going to ride on board right here with Scotty Sobczak from just over his right shoulder. So he's going to hit this curb right here. He didn't hit it very hard, but he comes back over the hill right here. Try to set up as far left as you can before you're heavy on the brakes. This is a good passing zone, passing opportunity if you want to make it right here. But watch through the S's right here. You got to be aggressive with the curbing. Right there on the curbs to the left, curbs to the right, back on the curbs to the left. Then he rolls over them on the right here. Very easy on the throttle too. Got to be very, very, very easy on that throttle. If you're not easy on the throttle, you're going to kill those rear tires. And this turn right here is the one that, you know, will hurt them the most. That turn 10. And here he is slowing up. A lot of downshifting. Sounds like to me Scotty's going to second gear possibly through here. Not wanting to hurt those rear tires by going to first gear. That's definitely one, you know, good choice that you can make. We're going to ride on board with him up the hill here, and we're going to see him. He's going to get as far left as he can, almost hit the dirt, but you can see it's hard to see what's coming up next. Luckily, he's up here at the front of the field as he gets a little bit loose right there. But right here, you can't see what's coming up next. So if you are a little bit deeper in the field, you have no idea what's coming. So we got some drivers. Oh, Patrick Piper has had an incident, it looks like. Patrick Piper, the driver of the number 38. We'll see what possibly happened to Patrick. We might have gone back a little bit too far here. Oh, yeah, he gets off just a little bit right there to the left side. No harm, no foul there. We're going to see drivers doing that all night tonight. And we're going to look at Patrick Piper in that number 38 truck, and he has got a very unique paint scheme tonight. It says "Sell the Team," and I think that he is. Patrick is an Oakland A's fan, and he is wanting the Oakland A's to be out from the current ownership. Very controversial right now is, the possible move to Las Vegas. And, very unique paint scheme tonight. We want to send our well wishes to Patrick Piper's mom as well. We've seen him with a Get Well Soon Mom truck. Send our best wishes out to Patrick's mom and hope that she's doing well tonight. Go back up to the front of this field and look at that Hank Thomas Performance Chevrolet up near the front right here. That's Aaron Smith, and he has got a pretty comfortable lead right now over Johnny Rapp. Just sort of maintaining pace right now, maintaining where he's at. got a heck of a battle going on right now around the 11th spot. Looks like Dustin Scruggs closing up possibly on the rear bumper of Matt Scherf. See right here at turn 7, he closes right up to that rear bumper. And going through the S's right here. This is not a passing zone at all. So, you know, Dustin Scruggs got that McConey setup shop truck right up on the rear bumper of Matt Scherf's number 4 truck. And we'll thank Matt Scherf for his support of the Slingshot Racing League and for his purchase this week. Yes, Dustin Scruggs. This is a good passing opportunity for Dustin. I think he might possibly be a little bit too far back, though, right here, turn 11. Yeah, can't quite get there. You want to avoid locking up the tires, specifically the rear tires right there into turn 11, because it can send you for a ride. Yeah, we see Don Hilbrins, John Rapp in the chat. Really want to thank you guys for watching tonight. Yeah, I'm not sure where Justin Wilson is tonight. Have no doubt Justin Wilson will be contending for a possible top 5. Yeah, it kind of messes up our picks, doesn't it, Don? Yeah, sorry about that. That's super unfortunate. Hope Justin's doing all right. And, yeah, he definitely would be one to pick for the top 5 here. He gets around road courses very well. Scotty Sobczak putting a lot of pressure on Johnny Rapp right here. Yeah, you see Scotty Sobczak was a little bit more aggressive with the curbing right there and closed up on Johnny Rapp, but not close enough to make a pass or anything like that. A lot of close action right here around the back half of the top 10, specifically around Chris Pierce. Chris Pierce close to Patrick Piper just ahead, and then you got Evan Pienta, and that Evan Pienta Designs 4 just behind the Apex Energy Toyota. Evan Pienta, a lot of the paint schemes that you see on track here tonight are designed by Evan Pienta. He does a great job with them. And speaking of designs, also you got Chris Pierce just ahead of him. Chris Pierce, all the overlays and the graphics that you see on the screen tonight, and see just pop up right here, those are designed by Chris Pierce. So yeah, a couple of big Slingshot supporters right there. Appreciate them and their hard work. They're having great runs right now in the back half of the top 10, and they really need good runs tonight, being as deep as they are in the chase field. After tonight, just 3 races left, so this is a big opportunity for them to possibly gain some points. Ellis and I have teamed with Chris Pierce in the 24 Hours of Daytona before, and we know just how good he is on the road courses. I think that Ellis would admit, and I definitely will admit, that Chris Pierce does a lot of the heavy lifting sometimes for us in those sports cars on those road courses. So we know that he knows how to get around these types of tracks really, really well. Speaking of the guys that know how to get around here really well, I want to go back to Chase Berry back here in the 10th spot. Normally we're used to seeing Chase a little bit higher up in the field in these road courses. Chase is not in the chase. That's kind of funny. Chase not in the chase, but he is in the Butt Kicker Bracket Challenge, and in fact, he is head-to-head tonight with Cordell Lofgren. I don't think Cordell is here tonight, so Chase has him. Oh, as Dustin Scruggs goes around. He lights him back up. That's at the exit of turn 11 right there. See if he can safely rejoin without causing any trouble. Go back if we see what might have happened to Dustin Scruggs. I might have missed it here. Yep, I'm a little bit behind. Oh, got way far behind right there. So coming up turn 10 right here, he's got Wesley Pistol behind him. Looks like Pistol gets a run out of turn 10. And I think Dustin Scruggs maybe felt the footsteps and just overdrove a little bit. He cuts back down a little bit. Yeah, and they make a little bit of contact. That happens a lot right there in turn 11. I think he just overdrove it just a little bit, got up the track. And yeah, he's kind of sliding. Wesley Pistol's going to fill the hole, fill the gap, and unfortunately those two guys come together right there. Luckily, Dustin Scruggs does not lose much ground. He's able to get it refired, and he's in the 17th position right here. No cautions around the Sonoma Raceway tonight, so we'll start this thing and end this thing fairly quickly tonight. So Dustin Scruggs got to make up some ground. Try to recover from that, and he'll have to do it the hard way. He'll have to do it via passing under green flag conditions tonight. Going to go back up here to Randy Bechtel. Randy running in the 5th position. Randy, the Pennsylvania driver, currently 2nd in the points. looking to rebound a little bit from last week. He was faster than what his results showed last week. Great road course racer. He's doing a really nice job. Randy's really good at holding onto those rear tires, so I think that this has the makings of being a great opportunity race for him. Also, Jacob Bradley just in front of him, his Payday Racing teammate. Jacob gets around road courses very well, too. Currently 4th in the points, so he's going to be looking to make up as much ground as he could possibly make up to tonight. Unfortunately, for the drivers 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in points, they're currently running 3rd, 4th, and 5th on track. So while they're making up ground on everybody else behind them, they can't really make up ground on the drivers in front of them, because the driver in front of them in points right now, Aaron Smith, is currently the leader, as these guys are looking to lap past Paul Thomas. Scotty Sobczak going to make a dive to the inside of Johnny Rapp. Oh, he's sliding just a little bit. They give each other some room right there. Side by side off this corner right here. I think Johnny Rapp's going to have the preferred line up the hill right here. It's going to be in prime opportunity to defend this position. Scotty Sobczak made a nice lunge for it. He's going to have other opportunities, though, but what that's done is it's really tightened this battle up right here. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Nose to tail. And add Patrick Piper to the mix as well, as he's going to join the fray back there in that Sell the Team Chevrolet. Down the hill right here, we'll see. This is a passing zone coming up, but I don't think anybody is too close to anybody else. Looks like Randy Bechtel pretty close to Jacob Bradley, but he's not going to make a lunge for it. He's going to stay exactly where he is in line. Patrick Piper going to close up on his rear bumper. Riding on board right here with Randy Bechtel. Actually looking back right now at Patrick Piper. So hard to make a pass here, except for maybe 1 or 2 locations. It's really, really, really difficult. Got Stu's Vimmen in the chat saying, come on, Paul, push. Yeah, Paul Thomas currently running in the 28th position. Saw the leaders go by him right there. He did a nice job staying out of the way. Oh, Johnny Rapp a little bit high right there in turn 11, a little bit offline, but he's able to get a really good launch off the corner right there, so maybe it was intended as Jacob Bradley a little bit sideways. Here comes Randy Bechtel looking to his right side. I think Bradley's going to let him go. Jacob Bradley going to let Randy Bechtel go right there before they go up the hill. And Bradley's under pressure right now from Patrick Piper. Piper is going to make the pass. Not sure if Jacob Bradley had something occur right there. I don't know if he had maybe a slowdown, if he got off track. Looking back right here, I don't see anything. But he's going to slide in line right there in the 6th position back behind Piper. Back behind these guys, Chris Pierce under pressure from Evan Pienta. Pienta looking to try to make that pass and move up into the 7th position. These guys have been nose to tail here for a while. Go back and see if we can see maybe possibly some other key battles in the field tonight. We got Scott Tompkins right now under pressure from Dustin Scruggs. Scruggs looking to rebound from that spin after some contact with Wesley Pistol. Talked to Scott Tompkins a little bit, joked around with him a little bit in the Discord before the race tonight. He was not too excited about his chances tonight. Does not really enjoy road course racing. He's running in the 15th position right now. I know that he would like to be running better, especially after last week. Try to make up some ground in the points possibly. But yeah, he's keeping it on track. Currently on track, hasn't run into any major issues. Gets a little bit wide there possibly, but he's not under any type of pressure from a pass right here from Dustin Scruggs. Scott kind of joked around a little bit in the before the race about me possibly pulling him into the booth as Dustin Scruggs lost his nose right there, but you see it comes right back into view. That's one of those funny graphical glitches right there from the sim. Yeah, Scruggs under some pressure right now from Lee Campbell. Campbell in that number 14 truck. Oh, he's closing right up on the back bumper of Dustin Scruggs. He really attacked coming up the hill right there. Lee Campbell's got some pressure from behind from Matt Kuntz. Matt Kuntz is a really solid road racer. If you've been watching Slingshot Racing for very long, you think back to last summer when you saw us Paul Thomas getting out of these guys' way right here. Think back to that great finish that Matt Kuntz had side by side with Rye Jones in the late model stock series. That photo finish, probably, I think it was arguably the closest finish in slingshot racing history. But yeah, right now he is currently running in the 18th position. Not too sure about them rear quarter panel numbers. That's a little bit different tonight out of him. Back behind him, he's got Patrick Colby right there in that Alabama Crimson Tide Ford. Of course, we follow March Madness. The Alabama Crimson Tide are in the Final Four, facing off against UConn next week. Roll Tide. As Dustin Scruggs sideways. Patrick Colby just squeezes by. Yeah, Dustin Scruggs, I don't know if he's hurt his rear tires. We'll go back and see maybe what might have happened to Dustin. Again, right there in the hairpin. We see right there, he's sideways. Oh yeah, he locked up the rear tires. If you got a lot of rear brake into it, charged the corner a little bit too hard, that's very easy to have happen right there. Everybody did a nice job of getting by though, and no damage resulting from that little incident. Going back a little bit deeper in the field back here, we got James Danforth currently running the 21st position. He is just behind Nick DeCesare, just ahead in that Sunoco Chevy. Danforth right here in his Napa Auto Parts Ford. Great looking paint scheme right there from Evan Pienta Designs. Look to see if he can make up some ground and break into that top 20. Well, if you're wondering what's going on with the front of the field, you haven't missed a thing. Aaron Smith is currently gapping the field pretty significantly. We have missed one thing, though, and that's a pass for the third position. Randy Bechtel has gotten around Scotty Sobczak, moved up into the third spot. Apologize for missing that. Like I said, it's a little bit difficult. Just one person tonight. He has moved up into the third spot and gotten around Scotty Sobczak, and he has put that number 51 Toyota up into the podium position right now. Yeah, Johnny Rapp had I was noticing he had kind of pulled away a little bit from Scotty Sobczak, so see what kind of shape those rear tires might pop. Oh, as Rapp gets really wide. All these drivers get wide right there, exiting that corner. It's a really, really tricky spot right there. That is actually coming up right there. That's the exit of 4A, and then they go down the chute before they go to turn 7. Right here, this is through the S's right here, this right-hander. And this is the turn, I think, coming up right here that really hurts the tires. Got to be really careful not to slide that truck around. Trucks are easy to slide, and you just don't want to do that. You see Aaron Smith going out of the picture right there as he's already exited the corner, as Randy Bechtel sees what he can do with his teammate Johnny Rapp just ahead. All these drivers right here, second, third, and fourth. Rapp, Bechtel, and Sobczak running very similar lap times right here. Meanwhile, we got Evan Pienta right here. Evan's moving up. He has gotten around Chris Pierce, and he has closed right up onto the rear bumper of Jacob Bradley. Jacob Bradley in that Jacob Bradley Racing School. A little bit of a Skip Barber homage right there. Looking back from his truck towards Evan Pienta. So Evan closes up on his rear bumper right here. Currently working lap 15 of 45. He said, I'm Chris Smith, solo in the booth tonight. Really appreciate all of you sticking with us tonight. Appreciate all the kind words, Dawn, there in chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're enjoying a lot of racing action around Sonoma tonight. This is a really, really cool road course. This, compared to a lot of the road courses that we go to, if you joined us earlier in the season, you saw us go to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park up in Canada. We've been to Watkins Glen, we've been to Road America, but this is the first time we've ever been to Sonoma. And it is a very, very, very challenging road course. Very technical. One of the more challenging road courses, I think, in North America. Very, very difficult. Like I said, a lot of elevation changes, slow speed corners everywhere, so you got to be really good at finessing that throttle. And these drivers, man, they got their work cut out for them tonight. Back behind these guys, so we got a battle heating up right here between Chris Pierce and Josh Ward, a couple of our chase drivers. Ward right there in that Ellen Cart Chevrolet, looking to close up on the back bumper of that Apex Energy Toyota. And back behind those guys, we got Chase Berry closing in. I talked about Berry not having the best of runs from what we typically see out of Chase on road courses. I think he's getting the hang of it. I think he got here a little bit late tonight, so I don't think he got as much practice in maybe as he wanted. Oh, man. Chris Pierce really, really loose right there. Exiting 4A. Actually, Josh Ward going to look to the inside of him. And Ward's going to complete that pass. And Chase Berry is going to try to follow suit. Man, he can't quite do it through here. It's just, you gotta be single file through here. Nothing you can really do other than follow the guy that's right in front of you up the hill right here. Then down the hill. Coming up turn 10. Now, what Berry wants to do right here is Chase Berry really wants to get a good run out of turn 10 to possibly set up an out-braking maneuver into turn 11. He's a little bit too far back for that, though, this time. And so he's just going to ride behind him right here and see if maybe he can set him up coming up here turn 4 a little bit later. This is the closest battle on track right here. Got some close battles. Our second place battle is also really close between Johnny Rapp and Randy Bechtel. We'll go back to that very quickly as Bechtel looks to see if he can try to make this pass on Rapp. Johnny slides it right there. Slides it down the hill. Going through turn 4A, I should say right there. Bechtel peeks to the right side. What he wants to do, he's trying to get out of that mirror of Johnny Rapp, trying to make Johnny maybe overdrive the entry of turn 7 just a little bit right there. See those drivers all of the curbs right there. You might be wondering, are they doing that on purpose? Are they driving over the curbs on purpose? Or, is that an accident? They're doing it on purpose. Doing it on purpose. They're trying to help those trucks, trying to de-wedge those trucks and trying to get those trucks to turn, to make that turn. You can be really aggressive in these vehicles there. Don't really see that so much in sports car or open wheel road course racing, but you will see it in NASCAR, stock cars, and in this case trucks around these road courses. Johnny Rapp overdrives a little bit. I think those rear tires are going away on that Mission Barbecue Chevrolet. Here comes Randy Bechtel. He is looking right on Johnny Rapp, and Johnny is sideways. He's fighting hard. I think he's going to concede the position up the hill right here, though. Move Bechtel up to the second spot. Scotty Sobczak closing up on the rear bumper of Johnny Rapp. Johnny is sideways. Johnny Rapp might be a driver that we see make a early stop to pit road here. All these drivers can make it to the end here. In fact, we've had a few drivers come to pit road. We saw Dustin Scruggs in some trouble earlier. Rye Jones just made a pit stop as well in that 91 truck. And he has moved up, or he is currently in the 24th position. Scruggs in the 23rd position. If you're Aaron Smith, though, or if you're Randy Bechtel, who seem to have a lot of really great long-run pace tonight, those guys, they feel pretty good about maybe stretching this thing a little bit long. Oh, Johnny Rapp off track right here. Gets a little bit sideways. We saw that truck sliding right there. Those rear tires just heated up a little bit too much. Here comes Patrick Piper. He's going to try to look to make the pass. He's going to try to set him up right here on the exit of the 10. He's looking to the right side, looking. Here he comes. He's going to try to out-brake him right here, going into... Oh, here comes Rapp to pit road. I think that's a good move from Johnny Rapp. Johnny was struggling just a little bit right there with rear tire grip, and so bring that number 52 truck to pit road. Meanwhile, in that battle right there, in that slowdown, I think, Patrick Piper has lost a spot to Jacob Bradley. See that 50 truck coming alive right here at the end of this stint right here, and maybe Jacob Bradley was just hanging on to some rear tires right there when we saw him lose a couple spots. He's moved up to the 4th position now. This battle's really, really tightened up. Back behind these guys, Chase Berry has made the pass on Chris Pierce. In fact, I think something did happen to Chris Pierce. I'm not sure. Looks like he fell back significantly from Chase Berry. But, yeah, Chase going to look to close up on these guys just ahead of him. Patrick Piper not wanting Jacob Bradley to get away. Evan Pienta looking to close in on him as well. See if we got any more drivers decide to make a pit stop right here to join Johnny Rapp. Maybe somebody, see if anybody is struggling a little bit on tires here. Possibly. I don't see any of these guys pitting right here. Their pace is pretty good right now. Oh, here comes Josh Ward. Making a lunge to the inside of Evan Pienta, side by side, almost some contact right there. Good hard racing right there off of turn 11. Evan Pienta's got the line up the hill right here. We'll actually ride on board up the hill right here with Josh Ward. Yeah, I'm just noticing Evan Pienta's colors here tonight. Paying tribute to the Masters tournament. Got those Masters colors on that Evan Pienta Designs Ford. We got another driver on pit road as Matt Kuntz in that number 13 Toyota. Brings his Very Racing Motorsports truck down pit road. I think his teammate Nick DeCesare is still out there on track. Meanwhile, up here in the top 5, riding on board right here with Aaron Smith as he is babying it right there through the hairpin. Really trying to save those rear tires. He's currently your leader by 15 seconds. 15 seconds over Randy Bechtel. Bechtel putting a lap right here on Paul Thomas in that Santa Fe Ford. Scotty Sobczak currently running in 3rd. Jacob Bradley 4th. And Patrick Piper, your top 5. Those are your top 5 drivers right now. Evan Pienta is going to make a pit stop, so that's another top 10 driver right there making his way to pit road. A little bit surprised at Evan making a pit stop kind of early. It's not really that early. It's about halfway right here. We thought we would see a lot of drivers tonight maybe split this race in half. So he's going to bring his Evan Pienta Designs forward to pit road. We're going to try to stick with the racing action right here. Man, as Aaron Smith has got a gaggle of lap trucks ahead of him, and that is not what you want to see at all. Do not want to see all that, because you just never know what might possibly could happen. You know, for a lot of guys, road course racing is something they don't do very often, and so they might be a little bit off the pace as Tony Caputo is going to stay left side right here. I think he's going to give way and give room for our race leader. Jacob Chase is going to try to get by him as well. And sometimes the difference in pace between the guys at the front of the field and the back of the field is a lot greater on the road course than it is somewhere else. Just because as good as our slingshot drivers are, a lot of them, they just don't do this very often. This is something, maybe not necessarily that they hate, but they just don't do it often. As I think Jacob Chase has gone off the track. He's going to safely rejoin, though. He did a nice job right there of not panicking and driving back on the track so soon. You saw Aaron Smith kind of cut him a break as we got Jacob Bradley on pit road. Our 4th place man in the points. Aaron Smith right here approaching some of these guys. You know, Dustin Scruggs on a little bit fresher tires, so Scruggs can kind of maintain that gap, maintain that position. We got another driver on pit road, one of our chasers. Yep, Chris Pierce in that Apex Energy Toyota makes his way down pit road. Come back out on the track right here. We got Scott Tompkins right now in the 10th position. He's under some pressure from Johnny Rapp. Johnny on fresh tires, and you can see the difference in fresh tires here. These drivers who run it can just get back on that gas a little bit sooner, a little bit quicker. Now, the goal for Johnny Rapp right here, I think, is going to be definitely to save those rear tires this run. He came to pit road earlier. We saw how much it hurt him on speed at the end of that stint before. So Johnny's going to be looking to save those rear tires this time. Try not to light them up so much on corner exits. Man, Patrick Colby under some pressure from Evan Pienta. Pienta going to get 2 for 1 right here on entry to 7. Patrick Colby going to try to follow suit. Colby and Tompkins side by side right here through the S's. You know neither one of these drivers is going to yield for anybody. These guys both race really, really hard. Hey, you know, if you're Scott Tompkins, yeah, you know, we talked about Scott before and not being very optimistic about tonight. I think you got to be pretty happy with tonight's run. I think when all this shakes out right here, he's going to be running possibly top 15, about where he was before. As Colby's going to come down pit road. We also got Chase Berry closing up on Josh Ward. Wesley Pistol looks like he's made a pit stop as well. This Pistol's on pit road right now, and that Tennessee Volunteers 4. Fortunately for Wesley's Falls, they have been knocked out of the tournament. March Madness had a really good season, though. And Chase Berry, what a climb up through the field for this driver tonight. Started pretty deep, didn't get a lot of practice in, but he is showing that road course prowess that he is known for. Looks like we got Sean Johnson on pit road, Lee Campbell on pit road. All these drivers, they're taking 4 tires. Nobody taking fuel only tonight. But Aaron Smith continues to circulate the track. We are past the halfway point of this deal. This is the Pine Mountain Auto Supply road race, or the Pine Mountain Auto Supply 144. 144 kilometers around here. That's 45 laps. Like I said before, I'm Chris Smith in the booth solo tonight. Hope that my broadcast colleague, Slingshot teammate Ellis Thomas, hope he's having fun on his cruise. Let's see if we get any takers on pit road this time. Looks like Scotty Sobczak is on the pit road. We miss him coming to pit road. Looks like Josh Ward also on pit road as well. Patrick Piper has made a pit stop. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're Aaron Smith and you're Randy Bechtel, you know, and you're as fast as you are on long runs, I'll throw Chase Berry into that mix as well. There's no sense in coming to pit road, you know, too early. You want to be as comfortable as you can possibly be, as Aaron Smith's going to do another lap. Chase Berry off the track. He's going to get it righted, though. Go back if we can see what happened to this. Just a little bit off. I wonder if he got sideways up the hill right here, or up through the S's. Yeah, just got a little bit offline right there. Does a nice job keeping it straight right there. Might have a slow down penalty. Just got to slow down. No harm, no foul. Don Hilbrand's giving a shout out to the drivers, saying the drivers are doing a really nice job, and they are. And we'll try to go back to the live action instead of back to the replay. Chase Berry going to do another lap as Randy Bechtel is on pit road. That Dryden Toyota on pit road, looking to get 4 tires and fuel right here. It's his closest competition on the track tonight. Aaron Smith, his closest competition in the points as well, continues to circulate the track. I see, I think that was a mistake. Showed Evan Pienta possibly on pit road. Matt Scherf on pit road. Matt Scherf was in the top 10 before his pit stop as well, so having a great run tonight. Matt Scherf and I had a little communication about his yellow numbers. I was giving him a little bit of a hard time last week during the broadcast about the Hendrick style numbers right here, and but got that truck looking good, and he is going to get back out there on the track. Looks like he's going to re-enter around the 14th position here. Closest battle on track right here is between Evan Pienta and Patrick Piper for the 6th spot. Both these drivers have made their pit stop. In fact, everybody has made a pit stop here so far except for Aaron Smith and Chase Berry, our 2 leaders, and Chase Berry is actually on pit road right now. I want to correct something. Actually, Ryan Hinkle, I don't think, has made a pit stop. Actually, he has. He's on pit road right now, so correction right there. Ryan Hinkle, yep, there he is right there behind Chase Berry. Berry's going to get 4 tires and fuel right here, and we'll see what Aaron Smith does. What's Aaron going to do? He's kind of toying with everybody a little bit tonight. Chase Berry's made his pit stop. See Aaron slide that thing sideways right there off of turn 10. Yeah, he's going to do one more lap. Saw John Rapp bring up the Dodge logos around the track. Yeah, we got some Dodge logos right there leading up into turn 11. Got the Charger right there. Yeah, so Dodge has survived a little bit of the times right here at Sonoma Raceway. I think Dodge actually used to sponsor this race. That might be what that logo is from, left over from that. Currently showing just 11 trucks on the lead lap, and you know, no cautions tonight, so there's going to be no lucky dogs. But you know, a lot of these drivers that are lap down, like Ryan Jones and Matt Scherf, they're not going to be a lap down once Aaron Smith decides to make his pit stop. So you're like, Please, please, Aaron Smith, please come to pit road so we can be back on the lead lap. Rye Jones actually the first driver lap down, right behind Aaron Smith right here. See him in that Driven Bay Life Toyota. He's one of the first drivers that made a pit stop. He's got 9 laps right here on this stint. I think that Rye Jones might actually do a second pit stop possibly tonight. He doesn't have to, but it might be interesting to watch that strategy, watch this driver tonight, see how that all plays out for him towards the end. So Matt Sheriff is going to look. Matt Sheriff's got a lot fresher tires than Rye Jones. He's going to look to the right side. Out brake. Rye Jones right here into turn 11, and he's going to complete that pass as Aaron Smith on the pit road finally in that Hank Thomas Performance Chevrolet. And all these drivers that are chasing him are very happy to see that. Now, we're not sure what the delta is between as far as how much time it takes to make a pit stop right here. So we'll see if the gap is any closer between Randy Bechtel, who, see, Randy currently has 2 laps. So that's a couple laps. You know, I think he might be working his 3rd lap right here. And the 3rd lap possibly to maybe see if he can possibly gain some ground on Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith leaving pit road right there. Randy Bechtel entering turn 11. The gap right now about 15, 14 seconds right here. Aaron Smith's already up to speed. Yeah, so Randy Bechtel able to gain a few seconds on Aaron Smith. Not a ton though, but you know, hey, just a few seconds, and you know that shows you the pace right there in that number 70 truck, even on those older tires, as he was able to sort of maintain that gap pretty well. Well, here in Slingshot Racing League and in the Apex Energy Truck Series presented by Hank Thomas Performance, we've got a lot of great sponsors, a lot of great partners. Chase Berry sets the fastest lap, and we want to give a quick shout out to Hank Thomas Performance that you see right here on that number 70 truck of Aaron Smith. Hank Thomas Performance is a Sunoco Race Fuel Master Distributor located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Their territory covers North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee, as well as the Panhandle region of Florida. And they provide all kinds of quality Sunoco race fuel products to many of the tracks and dealers throughout that region of the Southeast. So we're going to hear from Hank Thomas Performance and a few of our other Slingshot Racing League partners at this time. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us, and we will be right back after this break.
Hank Thomas Performance is a Sunoco Race Fuel Master Distributor located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Our territory covers North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, as well as the Panhandle of Florida, providing quality Sunoco race fuel to many tracks and dealers throughout the region. In addition to Sunoco race fuel, Hank Thomas Performance distributes high-quality methanol and at-track supplies, as well as miscellaneous gas containers and everyday products that the at-track racer wants and needs as they compete at their local asphalt and dirt ovals, plus drag strips. You can reach us at 800-848-HANK, or if you're in our area, come out and visit us at the shop.
Haptics is everything from the rumble in your game controller to the vibration from your text notification. Essentially, it's a sense of touch mediated by technology. In our increasingly digital world, there's a divide between the technology we use and how we're used to interacting with the world. Haptics bridges this divide by introducing feedback through your sense of touch. This allows your brain to connect with what it's seeing on a screen or in a game. ButtKicker is a pioneer in haptic technology. For over 20 years, ButtKicker hardware has helped cinemas, musicians, and gamers immerse themselves in their medium and drastically increase their experiences. Not only does it increase immersion, but for things like sim racing, it can actually help you drive better by introducing real-time, accurate feedback. To learn more about ButtKicker haptics, head over to thebuttkicker.com.
How do we get these one-of-a-kind amazing trophies? Well, we were fortunate to find UD Awards when we started our league. We reached out and we connected with Christopher, and we got started designing these one-of-a-kind works of art. The process was easy from start to finish. After just a few revisions, we finalized each one of them, and the team at UD got to work building each trophy from scratch. They're a small team, but they've got the ability to do just about anything your brain can imagine. And don't worry, if you're not an artist, they've got an entire catalog of unique trophies in pretty much any material you can imagine. Wood, acrylic, glass, and in the case of last season's trophy, metal. The best part, they're affordable. If you're looking for a trophy for your event or league, the choice is simple. UD Awards can give you exactly what you want.
You saw it. We were back live. You saw it in side-by-side right there. Scotty Sobczak, Patrick Piper. Really intense battle right there for the 6th spot. Really, really tight between 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all the way from Evan Pienta in 5th back to Josh Ward in 8th. And these drivers are fighting really, really hard for position. Evan Pienta in front of these guys. He is on the oldest tires out of all of them. Oh, as Josh Ward's going to make an out-braking maneuver on Patrick Piper. That got really, really close right there going into turn 7. I think they avoided contact, but Ward is going to move up into the 7th spot. Going to try to set his sights right now on catching back up with Scotty Sobczak. Sobczak putting a lot of pressure right now on Evan Pienta. Oh, Sobczak got a little bit too much of the curb right there, I think. Still did a nice job. Got a good drive up off. He's going to try to outbrake. Oh, man, this is tight. Yeah, he's going to think better of it because you got the lap car of Tony Caputo. Tony trying to stay out of the way, go as far outside, as far wide as he can. And this battle continues right here for the 5th spot. Quick shout out to Connor Lyons. They're having a great day, Connor. Hope that you are as well. How many cautions so far? No cautions. No cautions. No full course cautions around the Sonoma Raceway tonight. These drivers will, just local yellows, these drivers will be navigating around here without the aid of any type of full course yellows tonight. Oh, man, Evan Pienta really wide right there. Here comes Sobczak. Yeah, he's going to have a run right here going into 7. Going to outbrake Pienta. And I think that, yeah, they're still side by side right here. This is hard to do up through the S's, but I think Sobczak's going to have the line, and he is going to complete the pass. So move Sobczak up to 5th, move Pienta back to 6th. Josh Ward closing up on the back of Evan. See what he can possibly do for that position. Yeah, if you're in the chat, if you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch tonight, really appreciate your support, your viewership. Give your driver a shout out as well. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. Let us know who you got your eye on. And we'll do everything we can to feature them in the broadcast. Oh, man, as he gets really close. Oh, contact between Ward and Pienta hard into the wall. Coming to the start-finish line. Very unusual place to see two drivers making some contact here at Sonoma. See if we can go back and see what happened. I think they just got tangled. I saw it out of the corner of my eye right here. Oh, yeah, it looks like Evan's trying to defend the position right here. So, coming in turn 11 right here. Get sacked up a little bit. Evan's a little bit sideways. Here comes Ward. Josh Ward gonna look left, and he's barely got a fender in there. And Evan, you kind of got to make that left right there to try to set up for that. And I think that Evan was trying to defend that position a little bit, or maybe he thought that Josh wasn't going to stick it in there. And unfortunately, those two come together, and they have some contact. We'll go back and see if we can ride on board with Josh Ward. And I think Josh Ward's got a lot of damage. You saw his front bumper come off right there. Right on board with him. He's going to look left on Pienta. Yep, and they have some contact, and man, that's some heavy contact for both those trucks. And I think Ward got the worst of it to the front end of that eNASCAR Chevrolet. Oh, and yeah. I think Josh Ward not happy yet, and he did tow back to the pits. So yeah, a tough break for both Evan Pienta and Josh Ward right there. Pienta is able to continue. He lost some spots right there, currently in the 8th position. Aaron Smith still up at the front of this thing, comfortably in the lead. And hate to see that right there between a couple of chase drivers in Pienta and Ward, but it shows you, you know, just how important that, you know, when you get an opportunity to pass, you know, if that was earlier in the race, maybe Josh Ward would not have kept his wouldn't have kept his nose in there like that. You know, might have just let Evan go, you know, cut him a little bit of a break. But you know, when you get a run and you possibly get a chance to make a pass, you want to take advantage of it. And Evan was trying to defend that position, it looked like, and you know, unfortunately, those two just came together. Got a battle going on right here. Oh, Scott Tompkins actually is off the track. Saw the light up between he and James Danforth. We'll go back and see possibly what happened to Tompkins. Coming up right here, up the hill, turn 2. Oh yeah, it's got a little bit sideways under braking right there. There goes Danforth and DeCesare, both by Tompkins. Tompkins going to fall back to the 18th position here. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Aaron Smith continues with a comfortable lead right here. Close battle going on for the 4th spot between Johnny Rapp. This is getting a little bit tighter between both Johnny Rapp and Scotty Sobczak. Like we talked about before, Rapp came to pit road a little bit earlier than some of the other leaders, and Johnny is sliding a little bit right now, so hopefully he's able to you know, hold on to those tires here for the final 10 laps. Or he might decide to come to pit road possibly one more time. I don't think he can do that. I think he's got to hang out with what he's got. I don't think he's going to be making another pit stop tonight. We mentioned we were going to try to keep an eye on Rye Jones to see if he might possibly do that, but I don't think he will either. As here comes Sobczak looking to the right side of Johnny Rapp right here. Not able to complete the pass. Connor Lyons says driver spinning but still moving. Yep, that's the name of the game around Sonoma and a lot of other road courses that we go to in these NASCAR style vehicles. You don't want to get off track because that costs you a lot of time and possibly a lot of positions as well. But if you do go off track, you know, you want to try to recover as quickly as you can. One of those drivers who did have a little bit of a spin and went off track was Evan Pienta. Got alerted he was driving a little bit slowly, but I think he is just fine. Chris Pierce looking to close up on his rear bumper here in the next few laps. Don't know if Pienta's got maybe a little bit of damage that might be hurting the performance of that Ford F-150. Meanwhile, we got a battle going on around the 12th spot. We got Rye Jones, Dustin Scruggs right here. Both these drivers got a lot of laps on their tires. They came to pit road kind of early, so a pretty interesting battle going on right here for the 12th position. I think Rye Jones, one of our chase drivers, I think he wanted to possibly run a little bit better tonight than what he's currently running. But yeah, he'll look to rebound next week at Chicagoland. We'll see if he's able to hold on to these tires right here. He's got 19 laps on these tires, and he's still got 8 to go. That's a lot of laps around Sonoma on these tires. So these guys are the first 2 trucks a lap down. Matt Kuntz right there with them as well, and Patrick Colby, drivers 12th through 15th. Meanwhile, Scotty Sobczak still putting a lot of pressure on Johnny Rapp. Right on board with Sobczak right here going up the hill. Coming up to turn 4 right here. See how far off the track they go right here. Yeah, comfortably. Set up right here for turn 7. Sobczak just too far back to try to make a out-braking maneuver. You hear some short shifting possibly going on, and that's a way that you can, you know, save some fuel, but fuel is not a question, not a concern tonight at all. Biggest concern is going to be these tires. So I think that maybe Johnny Rapp dipped a tire off the track right there. Here comes Scotty Sobczak. He's going to try to make a lunge to the right side of Johnny Rapp. Rapp might get the run up off, though, but in doing so, he's going to hurt those rear tires. They're going to stay side by side right here off of turn 11 into turn 12. Rapp's got the line, though. He's got the advantage. He's going to hold the position. Can Scotty Sobczak maybe cross him? But can't happen here. It's just really hard to complete a pass. Really, really difficult. I think that Scotty Sobczak, I think if he were able to maybe complete this pass on Johnny Rapp, I think that he would set sail. But Johnny Rapp's doing a nice job of keeping that truck as straight as he can possibly keep it, even with it being a little bit older tires than Sobczak, and making it difficult for him to pass. Jacob Bradley comfortably in front of these guys right here in the third spot. Be really interested to, if Jacob Bradley maintains this position right here, to talk to him when he, if he finishes on the podium tonight, to see a little bit about his tire saving, because I think he did a lot of that in that first stint. I think he did a really nice job of saving his tires, saving those rear tires, and coming alive there towards the end of the stint. Here comes Sobczak one more time, looking to the right side. Johnny Rapp being very respectful, not defending that position, giving him all that room to the right side. Scotty Sobczak racing him with a lot of respect right there as well. Both these drivers giving each other a lot of room on the track. Looking back from Johnny Rapp right here as they go up the hill. You see, Scotty Sobczak, I've noticed, he's a little bit more aggressive in being like a little bit further left right there coming up the hill. I mean, you got a little bit more wheel into it right there going up the hill. You can use a little bit less brake, slow that truck down a little bit more. With all these uphill sections, it kind of throws you a little bit. Man, as Johnny Rapp goes far to the left right there, trying to keep every bit of momentum they can. I think that hurt him a little bit, as here comes Sobczak going to try to look to the inside. And Johnny Rapp is doing a really nice job, though, of getting great launches up off these corners. It's going to be interesting to see if he can maintain that. If he can maintain that over the rest of this race right here, because getting those launches up off the corners kind of, if you're a little bit aggressive on the throttle, it might hurt those rear tires. Chris Pierce has completed the pass on Evan Pienta to move up into the 8th position. Well, we got a little bit of time right here. We're going to hear from one of our partners, Apex Energy, and the support that they give us. And you see them on board Chris Pierce's Toyota here tonight. So we are going to hear from them very, very quickly, and we'll go side by side, and we'll be right back after this very quick break.
Are you looking for high-quality, affordable sim racing paint schemes and graphics? Then look no further than Evan at Evan Pienta Designs. Driven by speed, Evan Pienta Designs offers a multitude of sim racing graphics, from liveries to social media graphics to team and series logos. To see some of the work done by Evan, or even race one of the public liveries he's made, head on over to tradingpaints.com and search Evan Pienta.
Back here at Sonoma Raceway, and if you joined us a little bit late tonight, you haven't missed much as far as lead changes go tonight. It's been pretty dominant. Aaron Smith in the Hank Thomas Performance Chevrolet, he has dominated this Pine Mountain Auto Supply road race from Sonoma, California. It has been all Aaron Smith. Drivers that are currently in the top 5 behind Aaron Smith. Randy Bechtel in the 2nd spot, having a great run tonight. Great points night for the driver of the 51. Jacob Bradley as well, currently running in the 3rd spot. Scotty Sobczak in the 4th position. And Scotty Sobczak has gotten around Johnny Rapp, actually. And we missed that when we came back from commercial break right here. And Chase Berry has also gotten around Rapp. So I think that those rear tires, I think that they're a little bit burned up on Johnny Rapp's Mission Barbecue Chevrolet. I mean, he's going to try to maintain this position right here. Obviously, he's not going to pit road now. The biggest question right now is going to be who's going to finish 4th in this deal right here. Chase Berry is really closing up on the rear bumper of Scotty Sobczak. Actually, we might have had a crash occur. We're going to go back and see if we can see what happened to Matt Kuntz. Oh, yeah. Well, luckily it was not a crash. It did register as one, but Kuntz gets sideways right here on the exit of the hairpin, turn 11. I think everybody's going to get away with it just fine. Meanwhile, back up here in the 4th spot, we got Scotty Sobczak under a lot of pressure from Chase Berry. Berry looking to gain one more position from his starting spot deep in the field tonight. I say deep in the field. I think he started at 9th tonight, so it's not too deep, but still, you know, like it's hard to pass around here. And you know, Patrick Colby has gained 8 positions all the way up to the 14th spot. James Danforth has gained 8 up to the 16th spot. So, you know, Chase Berry's not the biggest mover in the field, but definitely a notable one as he is going to try to get up into the top 5. These guys have got, I think that Scott Tompkins just ahead of them, currently in the 18th position, a lap down. This is the closest battle right now on the track right here between both Sobczak and Berry. Also got another really close battle between Rye Jones and Dustin Scruggs right here. This is the battle for the 12th spot. Not a close battle for the lead tonight. Not very close at all, as Aaron Smith has been the dominant truck around the Sonoma Raceway tonight. Oh, is right in front of Smith. I don't know what happened there to Wesley Pistol. We saw him get a little bit sideways. See if maybe we can see what happened to the 94 truck. It was like he's trying to get around Jacob Chase right here. Chase a lap down. Hey, I think he just overdrove it just a little bit. Matt Sharf does a nice job of avoiding him. No harm, no foul. Wesley Pistol right here, Matt Sharf. These guys want to stay on the lead lap. They do not want to get lapped by Aaron Smith, who is closing up behind these guys. See what Aaron does. Yeah, I don't think Aaron's going to ride. Yeah, he's going to ride right here. 2 laps to go. About a lap and a half right here for Aaron Smith. At least 2 laps for everybody else, though. Randy Bechtel in 2nd. He is at the beginning stages of this lap. This battle for 4th position has just changed hands as Chase Berry has gotten around Scotty Sobczak. Great drive tonight from Berry as he's been able to keep those rear tires. He went just as long as Aaron Smith did on that original stint. Actually, he got pit road a couple laps before him, but he's got a couple laps fresher tires than Sobczak, and I think that's showing right here at the end of the run as Aaron Smith is going to come out of turn 11 right here, and he will receive the white flag this time. 1 more lap to go here in the Pine Mountain Auto Supply road race from Sonoma, California. For Aaron Smith, this would be his 5th win of the season. This will be his 2nd win of the chase in as many races. And he's looking to extend that points lead. For Randy Bechtel and Jacob Bradley and behind him in 2nd and 3rd. This is a great points night for those drivers. Looking to gain some ground maybe on the guys behind them. They were also looking to gain some ground possibly on Aaron Smith tonight, but to no avail. They'll have to try to get after it. These final 3 races. Chicagoland next week. Darlington the week after that. We'll wrap up the season in Charlotte in 3 weeks' time. But tonight has been all the driver of the number 70. It has been all Aaron Smith, as he's going to work his way through the hairpin one final time, turn 11. And he's going to look to capture his 2nd win of the chase, his 5th win of the season. Aaron Smith wins the Pine Mountain Auto Supply Road Race from Sonoma. His 2nd win of the playoffs this season. Meanwhile, Randy Bechtel, he's going to look to capture 2nd place finish here tonight. The 2nd step on the podium. Maintain that 2nd position in the points as Matt Kuntz crashes across the line right there. Jacob Bradley is going to finish in 3rd. Not sure what happened to Kuntz. Let's just see if we can see what happened. I think that he alt F4'd really, really fast. Or he just towed really fast. Oh, I just think that he lost it right there. Giving all he could. So Scotty Sobczak is going to bring it home. Sorry, Chase Berry's going to bring it home in 4th, and Scotty Sobczak's going to round out our top 5. While these drivers come around to the start-finish line, yeah, we'll watch Aaron Smith and his victory celebration right here. We're going to see if we can grab a word with all of our drivers. We'll see if we can start with our 3rd place finisher tonight, Jacob Bradley, as he's working his way around. And this is a little bit harder when there's just one person, so just bear with me, folks. I appreciate your patience. And we'll look to see if we can grab a word with Jacob Bradley right here. Jacob Bradley, our 3rd place finisher. This is Slingshot Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, what a race tonight. We saw you early on, Jacob. We saw you in those early stages. It almost looked like you conceded a few spots right there to possibly save your tires. Was that a big challenge tonight, just hanging on to those rear tires? And was that kind of your strategy early on there?
Yeah, it was really, really loose early on in the run, so I was just trying to save the left rear. And I didn't do a very good job of it early in that race, but I did let a few people by, and I short pit just to avoid some lap traffic, and that seemed to be the right call because it got me some time and got me out front there.
Yeah, you're able to make up a lot of ground right there in those cycles. What was the biggest challenge tonight that you faced? You talked about how loose it was, how loose it could get. Was that the biggest challenge that you faced tonight here around Sonoma? This is how's this track maybe like compared to some other road courses we go to?
I feel like it's a pretty good comparison to Gilles Villeneuve from last season with the Xfinity cars, because you just had to really baby the throttle on and off the corners and then the brakes. Because if you slid the tires once, the left rear was going to be done pretty much the rest of the run. There wasn't much cooling it off with how hot the track was.
You did a great job keeping those rear tires underneath you all night. Definitely had really good long run pace there at the end. And had a great points night tonight. Made up some ground right there. So it's a great job for you. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go celebrate this great run?
Yeah, with how this past weeks ago, and I was glad with this good run top 3 finish. And the reason why I got it really is just because of my teammates. I didn't really put in a lot of practice before it, but in the hour prior, Randy and Johnny was over there just kind of giving me the lines and kind of helped me pick up where I was losing time, and that got me race ready. I want to thank all the viewers and, of course, all of Slingshot sponsors. I'm Mount Auto for sponsoring today's race, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
We appreciate you, bud. We appreciate all your shout outs right there. That's Jacob Bradley, our third place finisher tonight, looking to gain some ground in the points. Great run tonight, bud.
Thank you.
And that was Jacob Bradley, our third place finisher. And we're going to bring in our second place finisher tonight, Randy Bechtel. Randy Bechtel, our second place finisher tonight. This is the Slingshot booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Man, you kept that thing on track all night tonight. Looked like you had some really, really great speed. Did it feel like maybe like you were just the best of the rest tonight? Is that maybe how you felt like in your book, possibly?
That's basically the whole thought process going into the race. The best of the rest. It's hard to beat Aaron road courses. And I don't know. He has a lot of experience on with stock cars, so I know it's way more than me. So just trying to be second at least is good for me.
We were talking about the challenges of Sonoma, when we were talking to Jacob right there. How does, in your book right here, we talked about, trying to hold on to the rear tires. How does this place maybe compare to some other road courses that we've gone to in the past? Is it a little bit more challenging for you?
I'd say it is because it's the track was a lot hotter than most of the other road courses we used to go to because it's California. It's it's way different than Canadian Tire, which is nice and cool up there in Canada and Watkins Glen and that whole area. So just being easy on that throttle because it's so hot. It definitely hurt a lot of people, but if you get it down, you can be fast.
And you definitely had it down tonight. Great speed all night. Going to Chicagoland next weekend. I know that you're looking to make up some ground possibly on Aaron next week. So we'll have our eyes on you and see if you can make up some points on him. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go here tonight?
No, the payday drivers. I think we all got pretty good finishes. Sucks Justin couldn't make it because of work, but hopefully he's back there next week. Of course, you for broadcast tonight without Ellis. Hopefully he's having fun wherever he is in the waters right now. And all the league sponsors, Apex, Hank Thomas Performance, and UD Awards.
Man, we appreciate it. Thanks for the shout out. And man, great run tonight. We're looking forward to seeing you on track next weekend, seeing what you can do. That's Randy Bechtel, our second place finisher tonight. Go celebrate this run, bud.
Thank you.
And we will bring in our race winner at this time, Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith, our race winner tonight and our points leader. This is Slingshot Racing Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
And we talked before the race, and we talked about possibly pulling into the booth again. Didn't do it tonight. Just didn't get a chance to. I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing it. But man, talk about a dominant performance tonight. Was it as easy as it looked out there for you tonight?
No, not really. I mean, even with how slowly I was driving that first portion of the race, my tires were about 65 in the rears, so I ran about 50%. And fortunately, the tires stayed on it there. But I heard a lot of other people having issues with them. Had a pretty good gap there before the first set of pit stops, and fortunately, I was able to keep that. But yeah, you had to dance on eggshells again, just like most sport. The tires felt like styrofoam, and like I said, I'm glad I kept them under me because I had a couple close calls there.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking with Jacob and Randy about. Jacob seemed like he was, had the idea to save his tires right there at the beginning, gave up a couple spots in order to do so, and that just seemed like that was the challenge tonight. When you compare, obviously, Randy talked about how good you are in road courses with these stock cars. Is this one of the road courses that maybe you enjoy a little bit more? How does Sonoma rank compared to maybe some of the other ones that we've gone to in the past for you personally?
As far as the stock cars go, I'd go so far to say this is one of my least favorites, honestly. It feels like the tires wear a lot quicker and harder than most road courses. Like, we usually run a hot track here, but I ran about a 60-degree race the other night, 45 laps, and ran just about the same way I did tonight, and my tires were completely destroyed. I almost lost, so it's a fun track, but the tires don't really fit my driving style.
Well, next week we go to Chicagoland, and that's a track that we haven't been to yet in Slingshot, and you're looking to extend your points lead next weekend. What are your or next week, I should say? What are your prospects going into Chicagoland?
We really haven't gone there yet.
I don't think that we have. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll double check the stats.
Yeah, I could be getting it confused with Kansas or something, but yeah, I like Chicagoland. It's fun. I haven't raced there in the trucks for a few years, but if the rest of the season's been any indication, it'll be a pretty fun race.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you out there and seeing what you got in that Hank Thomas Performance Chevy. Any shout-outs we want to give before we let you go here celebrate this win, bud?
Yeah, as always, I'd like to thank all the folks at Slingshot Racing League for putting this show on, you for sticking with us in the broadcast tonight. Glad everything worked out for you, and I'd like to thank the folks at Hank Thomas Performance, Apex Energy, Sim Racing Concepts, Evan Pienta Designs, UD Awards, Butt Kicker, the Stage Break Podcast, and Pine Mountain Auto Supply for supporting the league, and I'm looking forward to getting back at it next week.
We appreciate you, bud. We appreciate all of those shout-outs that you give, and appreciate your hard work right there on track, making it look easy tonight. That's Aaron Smith, our race winner and our points leader, looking to extend that points lead next weekend. Congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that is our podium tonight, and we will close out our broadcast tonight. You might have seen around the track, we've had a lot of shenanigans going on post-race right here. A lot of the drivers looking to take advantage of the drag strip on the track right here that you see. Looks like everybody has vacated the premises at this time right here. So we will close out tonight by giving everybody a chance to see where their favorite driver finished. Really appreciate all of our viewers sticking with us tonight. Single man in the broadcast booth. Sometimes it's hard to see all the action and get to everything. Really appreciate everybody sticking in there and sticking with the show tonight. We'll run through the finishing order so you can see where your favorite driver finished. Of course, Aaron Smith, a dominant victory tonight by 30 seconds over Randy Bechtel. You heard from Randy and Jacob right there. I think that they're very happy to finish where they did. Chase Berry up 5 positions from his 9th place starting position, and that might sound kind of pedestrian on a lot of other tracks, but that is a great performance tonight for Chase, considering the little practice he got in leading into tonight. Scotty Sobczak with a solid 5th place finish tonight. Really want to thank him and Pine Mountain Auto Supply for their support of tonight's race and of Slingshot Racing League. Johnny Rapp finishing in 6th. Patrick Piper, a good solid run. He was up there battling near the top 5 all night. I would say this is probably his best run that he's had in Slingshot Racing League, definitely in some time. Chris Pierce with a solid run, finishing at 8th. He's looking to gain some ground in the points, and that finish will definitely do that. Evan Pienta in 9th. Matt Scherf in the 10th position, rounding out the top 10. Great top 10 run for Scherf. All those drivers on the lead lap, as Aaron Smith lapped all the way up to that number 4 truck in the 10th position. Actually, I take that back. Excuse me. Wesley Pistol actually wound up in the 11th position. Last truck on the lead lap. Dustin Scruggs in 12th. Patrick Colby 13th. Rye Jones 14th. James Danforth brings it home 15th. Matt Kuntz, we saw him spinning across the line right there. He's going to finish 16th. Nick DeCesare in 17th. Scott Tompkins in 18th. Drivers from here on are 2 laps down or more. Jacob Chase in 19th. We saw him running some trouble, but he soldiered on through and brought it home 19th. And Ryan Hinkle will finish in 20th. Rounding out the field tonight, we've got Tony Caputo finishing in the 21st position. Chris Blassie, 22nd. Paul Thomas in 23rd. Josh Ward, we saw that contact between he and Evan Pienta. Unfortunately for Ward, that's going to really hurt him in the points, as he is going to finish in 24th position. Was going to finish top 10 before that if he kept it on track. Sean Johnson in 25th. Lee Campbell will bring it home 26th. Patrick O'Toole, 27th. Jay Heishman, 28th. And Danberg will round out the field in the 29th position tonight. Very quickly, show you a quick glimpse at what is to come, how far we have gotten this season, and what we still have to go in this chase. Mentioned before to the drivers that we would be going to Chicagoland Speedway. I think this is the first time we've been to Chicagoland here in Slingshot Racing League. I'll double check that though. Yeah, so these are the drivers that are currently still left in the chase for the championship. I say still left. They're all still in the chase. We don't eliminate drivers here in Slingshot Racing League from the chase. Rockingham and Sonoma are down. Chicagoland, Darlington, and Charlotte still to follow. So we'll get back to the ovals for the rest of the season, back to more traditional style racing that we are used to seeing here in Slingshot Racing League. So we'll see how it goes. What a great night of racing tonight. Really want to thank everybody for sticking with us tonight. Really want to thank all of the drivers for a great race tonight. Thank you to our viewers as well. John Rapp, good night. Don Hilbrins, Connor Lines, everybody who joined us here tonight. Stu Vinman joined us. Brendan Garvey. Want to thank everybody for their support, for their viewership. And we'll be back next weekend from Chicago, or sorry, next week, next Wednesday or Tuesday night. I'll get it right eventually. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Next Tuesday night from the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. For Slingshot Racing League, I'm Chris Smith. Have a great night, everybody.